just for a little bit.
Here's what we got from the state back then.
Okay, it's 1 o'clock. Call the meeting to order. And let's stand and pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have the agenda in front of us. Everything would appear to be what we're going to cover today. Is there any additions or going to remove anything?
I kind of moved things around because Patrick has a call at 2:30. So I just adjusted to items that he doesn't necessarily need to be present for that half an hour. So I just moved things around. But other than that, nothing has really changed. It's just where it's at within the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. We have a second. All in favor? Aye. We have minutes from, May 6th, May 9th, May 19th, and June 9th meetings. Have you had a chance to read through them? I have too, so any corrections or additions that you get?
I didn't see anything.
You see anything?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from those 4 meetings.
Second. Okay, motion second, all in favor? Aye. Okay, we'll get into the bills.
There's a copy of a check blank in there that is on risk management rebate for the year. That's how much my position got back from the state for workers' comp.
So we got more back from the state than we paid, is that what you're saying? Or-
4 times as much.
Okay, so as Rob and I are learning, that's something Tony has to have, right? The risk management.
Yes. People participate in it. This next year, we get 20% on the rate, 10% right now.
Okay. Without looking,
We'll double it next year.
okay,
Could we get this?
this is what we got back from the state, 12,000. Okay, good info.
This is the quarterly videos that we have to watch too, right?
Right, and the annual drug and safety inspections. And they change it from annual to quarterly now, so there's 4 times as many reports.
guess I had already called in on some of these bills, so I understood them. The nutrient egg solutions, that's for the chemical.
Mhm.
And then, whatever the other one is.
This month, there's nothing after the fact.
He's got
He's
a,
not.
he's got a blue folder there.
The county coroner one, is that a set fee per year?
$1,200 a year, and he gets paid twice a year. $600 in June and $600 in December. A retainer, of
Use them or
sorts,
not.
whether we use it or
Retainer,
not.
okay.
He's up for renewal reappointment at the end of this year. Just already
Yeah.
expires, so.
Is there add-on one, so.
There's probably 2 copies of everything, just I need one for remittance.
I saw him before the meeting, he was coming.
Who's right here?
I didn't,
Right here.
You get 3 payloader tires? Oh, no.
There should be 9 total
Oh,
for their blade tires.
for the tire, okay.
the northwest one is an add-on bill, or was a bill,
Oh, on the regular, okay, I get you.
and it's quite
What's
large.
that, SRF, that for the other thing?
The comprehensive plan.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
You want to sign this, right?
Yeah, yeah. Sign that. And then put the other thing, sign. Thanks, brother.
Fun. Please.
You're gonna send that other one too.
Did I hear a motion to pay the bills?
So,
I motion and second. We do a roll call vote, all in favor? Aye. Approved, pay the bills. T-Mobile presentation.
I'm gonna join with them. I'm not guaranteeing they're on right now, but let's see what we can get. We're early, so we can maybe cover a couple of things until they're ready.
Okay, let's go down to July Commission meeting date change.
Okay, because that's our budget review, we have it scheduled for the 10th. Alice is gonna be at the National Association of Counties Conference on the 10th. She's wondering if we can move it to the 8th so that she can be present for the meeting, if that works for everybody. It's going from a Thursday to a Tuesday. Again,
That's on what day of the week?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Any problem?
works for me, but I was like, yeah. I'll make it.
Okay.
I have no problem with it, so
Okay.
we'll change it.
Same time, just different day. Cool. Oh,
Okay, while we're waiting, how about the Auditor Treasurer Conference?
just as an FYI, Laura and I will be gone from June 25th through the 27th for the Auditor Treasurers Conference up in Watford City. So I'm not gonna be here, don't need me.
Okay. It's in Watford City,
Yes, they move it every year. Last year it was in Fargo, the
Rough
year.
Rider Center,
Yeah,
is that
yep.
what it is?
Mhm.
Beautiful.
I've never been up there before.
Beautiful place. ARCA search estimate.
There was a copy of that included in your folders.
Okay.
I had somebody come out from ARCA. They're a vendor that shows up at our NBACO conference and auditors conference, and they do document preservation basically. And I had him do us a quote for the commission meeting minutes, because what we currently have in the vault is the only copy of our commission meeting minutes, a physical copy. So if we have a fire, every single commission meeting minute is going to be gone for good. We don't have any digital copies except for like recent years saved to the computer. So I had him do us a quote to see how much it would cost to have them come in and digitize them. And the way they do it is you can actually go in and it's not just a picture, you can do a word search. So if you're looking for something specific, you can put it in the search bar and it goes back to the minutes from the start of the county. And it can find specific things you're looking for. So,
How long would it take them to implement this?
they would come to the county with their equipment because I don't trust anybody taking the books out. I'm sure they'll be fine, but I'd rather they just stay here. Probably a couple of days.
Is there a price quote in here somewhere?
Last page.
It's the last page. It says 4 months for project completion, but that's not the coming here and doing the pictures. That's like a few days, and then they take that and put it into their system, and then put it through the process of being able to be searched and preserved, and then they create a county-specific website for anybody from the general public can look at our minutes without having to come to the courthouse and go through the documents.
And they're going to redo all of it? For that amount of cash?
For $6,000, they'll come in and take a picture of every single page of minutes, and there's 7 or 8 books in there. They digitize the whole thing, put it into PDF files that you can search. But yeah, that's the total amount for just our minutes books.
How many pages is that total?
I don't know if we have that in here. He looked at probably gave a rest. He said approximately 3,000 pages.
Usually this plus this a year, 1,200 a year.
Just something that I was looking into. I mean, we don't have to do it, but it was one of those thoughts where all of the original minutes books, the big ones from way back in the 1800s, that's all we have. And, you know, for something as high quality as what ARCA does, other counties are currently in the process of doing that, or they have done it. And they really like it, so.
So this would go on the county's website then? How you put it
They
up?
would provide us with a link to a website that they host, and then we can put it on our website for people to access. So I don't need a decision today if you want to think about it, but just one of those things that
I like the idea of this, you know.
Is it a continuing contract with them, or is it just a one-time?
So the website hosting portion of it is an annual, it says here there's an annual fee.
$1,200 a year.
There should be a too, but
That $1,200, they put the previous year's minutes on, add to it then, I take it.
yeah, so they'll take any new minutes that we have and then, any of those now are easier for me to just scan in and send to them or for me to upload, but it's the previous ones that we have the problem with. Because they're not a regular letter size, they're the big books.
So they'd only do this once a year, where they put it on? Not
They
after
would-
every meeting?
I'd have to double check with when they would upload them to the actual website,
How
but
many years back are they in the books?
in the books, it goes back to the beginning of the county, so like 1880. whatever it is.
Okay, when was the last time they used the books?
People come in and use them.
No, I mean to record the minutes.
Oh, I think when Judy was still here, she was attempting to get them put into the old books. But the paper and printer issues, because the printers don't take that specific type of paper. So now they're just in like a 3-ring binder in protection sleeves. Is how I put them in there from like 2013 to present maybe is what's in the binders, but then prior to that, they were in the big books, and there's like seven of those.
Well, it appears to me that we're only obligated to the project price for a starter. And then we can make a decision whether we want to go yearly. Right. On an annual basis. Protect the old minutes for sure. Yeah, I think we should go for it. I'll make that motion.
Okay.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Aye.
Okay, I will let him know. Thank you.
Looks like maybe
I think we're on here.
T-Mobile is maybe ready.
Oh, let's see here.
Okay, we have a 1:15 T-Mobile presentation. Is T-Mobile ready?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you.
Wonderful. Well, great to meet you guys. I appreciate the time. I don't know what experience you guys have had with T-Mobile in the area, but that's what I'm here to discuss today, and how we can support the county and partner to provide the best possible experience for your users, your departments, and your staff. So really great to meet you. If you guys are okay, we'll go through introductions really quick. Does that work for you guys?
That works.
Perfect. I'll go first. So one of my counterparts, Matt Foucault, he may be joining us here shortly. He's traveling right now over by Billings, so he might be either on a plane or heading to the airport. But if he jumps on, that's who that is. But my name is Daniel O'Donnell. I'm the government account executive for T-Mobile. I support all local government, so cities, counties, schools, libraries, and nonprofits for the state of North Dakota, as well as the 14 largest counties in Minnesota. So from 1.35 million population of Hennepin County to Oliver with under 2,000. population. So definitely, supporting customers of various different sizes and different needs. So it's really great to meet you. I've been in the industry for 21 years, the last 5 with T-Mobile supporting local government. So it's really great to meet you here today. I am not in North Dakota. I am in Minnesota. I live in Lakeville, which is about 15 minutes south of the Mall of America. You know where that is? But I do get up to North Dakota about 5 to 8 days a month. So I'd love to come meet with you guys in person as we continue our conversation. So really great to meet you guys today. But yeah, if we could go around the room really quick and just do quickly introductions, and then if there's one particular thing that you guys are really interested in hearing today, I want to make sure I touch on those.
Okay, you want introductions from our table here?
Yeah, from you guys.
Okay, Lee Husflone, I'm County Commissioner for Oliver County.
Dave Berger from Oliver County.
Rob Schmidt from Oliver County.
Patrick Waters, State's Attorney.
And I'm Jaden Schmidt, County Auditor.
That's the
Wonderful.
extent.
Thank you guys. Is there anything, maybe I'll just start things off. What is your knowledge or experience with T-Mobile and, the wireless space in general for the county? And is there anything specific you want to make sure we touch on today?
Okay, Jaden, are you going to handle it?
They approached me to give a presentation. I don't know anything about T-Mobile because I have Verizon, so.
How about anyone at the table here?
I forgive you.
Are we, any of us
I've never used that.
advanced enough to ask questions? No, we have no questions at this time.
It's a good place to start then. So, and this is really an informative session. There's a lot of different things that have changed over the years, and from whether it's a service perspective or just a change in experience and technology, that's one of the biggest things that I won't be able to touch today. So first off, and I'll share my screen here, so just let me know when you can see it.
We can see it.
Perfect. So just to start things off, so T-Mobile is the 5G leader in the U.S., providing the largest and fastest coverage nationwide of 5G coverage. I know one of the things that come up when I work with people in North Dakota is, they haven't experienced it, or they don't have it, or they say it's coming. T-Mobile has it, and I'll get into the coverage piece here in just a second. But one of the biggest things that has come up, or just in the last year, is the changes in how we've approached public safety and the new technology that is available to provide coverage anywhere in the country, regardless of traditional tower coverage. So the first thing I wanted to touch on, and I'm sure you guys have heard of FirstNet previously.
Yep.
That's AT&T's version of their first responder. That originated in post 9/11 communication need. So the city of New York, post 9/11, needed to develop a solution that allowed for communication during any type of event. And that's the origins of where FirstNet came from. And then, Verizon had Frontline, T-Mobile had Connecting Heroes. And we all had our own similar version of our first responder network and how we provided the best possible experience. But what changed over the last 10 years is how people utilize technology, where they utilize it, the amount of data that's utilized. And that was where the city of New York ran into an issue, because FirstNet, which a lot of people don't know, is 4G only, and the needs of today are a lot different, whether it's body cams or just connectivity, or how we're utilizing technology even today to be able to meet. So they came to T-Mobile because we had the only 5G core to develop the most latest 5G first responder network. And that's the origins of T-Priority. And what T-Priority provided was a dedicated network slice. And that network slice is only available to the first responders that are on the network. And as you can see here, that network slice can change. So if the needs of the network, and you can look on the screen here, which is the magenta dots on the top diagram, those identify the first responders during normal times. Now, if there was an event or if you had a festival or a fair and you have cities that double and triple in size, that can really put strain on the network. Well, what T-Priority does is that network slice is allowed to expand up to 99% of the available network to provide first responders the communication and capabilities that they need. Where the biggest differences come, and this is just in general, is T-Mobile has 40% more capacity on our network and in general compared to the competition, but 10 times more capacity over FirstNet. And that is a huge deal. Plus with T-Priority, you're able to get 5 times faster speeds for download and 2 times faster speeds for upload than the standard user. So just in general, there's no need to uplift. You're just getting this improved experience because of our first responder network and the 5G network slice. Do you guys have any questions so far?
No.
How it compares to Verizon or FirstNet?
No questions.
All right, perfect. So what this first responder network does is it provides the best possible experience, and it gives you in a extremely rural county in North Dakota the same technology as that's available in the city of New York. So a lot of people say, like, well, we're not the city of New York. We're, under 2,000 population in the, rural Midwest. Well, we don't see that difference because that's why we provide the same modernized technology for a smaller county like yours as we do in the biggest city in the nation. So now this is where I'm going to go into how we've changed and modernized our technology. So as you know, in your county, you guys do not have coverage everywhere, correct?
That's correct.
Well, our partnership with Starlink, and I'm sure you guys heard of Starlink?
Yes.
Perfect. So Starlink is a satellite provider, and we have an exclusive partnership with Starlink. Now, I'm sure if you have an iPhone, you've seen a little satellite icon on your phone at some point. One of the biggest differences between what other providers have done and our partnership with Starlink is the amount of satellites. Anyone needs about 600 satellites in geosynchronous low orbit to provide full coverage across the United States from a satellite perspective. T-Mobile and Starlink are at 550. The next nearest competitor, I think, is around 130 satellites, so they're not even close. So one of the biggest things that T-Mobile is able to do with our Starlink partnership is provide complete coverage regardless of where you are in the country or where the available towers are. Now, right now, we're just finishing up our beta testing, so right now you're going to be able to text, even with Verizon or AT&T, with our beta test, you're going to be able to text anywhere in the country regardless of actual coverage. And when you go from traditional coverage to a Starlink, you'll get a text that says, "Hey, you're now connected to Starlink. You can text." Starting next month and later into the summer, we're going to start our beta testing on voice and data. So regardless of traditional coverage, you're going to soon be able to start beta testing our voice and data coverage through Starlink wherever there is not traditional coverage. And one of the biggest things, and this is one of the best things that we offer, on our T-Priority plans, we include this Starlink communication service at no cost. So this is just a standard in which we offer. What questions do you have?
I just need to make a comment right now. We try to stay on schedule. We appreciate the info so far, but to stay on schedule, we can allow you about 2 more minutes, and then we'll have to move on to our next item.
Yep. Perfect. All right. Well, I just got one more thing here. So here we go. So this is the County of Oliver, and I thought I had 30 minutes. I apologize. I didn't know I only had 15. But this is the Starlink coverage, or this is our T-Mobile coverage. As you can see, Verizon has 2 towers. T-Mobile has 2 towers, with soon to be a 3rd here in September. And FirstNet has 1 in the entire county. So right now we're on parity with Verizon, and we will have exceeded their coverage by 50% starting in September. So we really are already leading the way with our 5G coverage and our overall coverage, which will expand by 50% in just a couple months. So we're just excited to be able to provide a great overall experience and best value and the leading edge of technology to your county in any way we can that really makes sense to you guys. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for your time. I will send a brief summary of T-Priority and Starlink. And I would love to have a follow-up and really dive deeper into the technology that you're using and how we can help support the county in a more effective manner.
So, adjoining counties, you're upgrading more towers in all of them?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, no carrier is perfect. As you can see, even within Oliver, we have the same amount of towers. They're just placed a little differently. And we'll have a 3rd tower northwest of Oliver going up in September. But and we can go into this in more detail, and I don't want to wreck your time. But the technology has changed from carrier-owned towers to leased towers, which means that for the majority of all towers in the nation, they're shared by multiple or all the carriers. Because and you guys are probably a great example, it doesn't make sense to put 3 separate towers in the city of Oliver when you can or in the city of Center, if you can put 1 tower that has all 3 carriers on. So that's been one of the big transitions. But as of September, we'll have more overall coverage than any other carrier for the county, and the surrounding counties are pretty close. So if we don't have network parity, we're comparable. So, and I'd love to dive deeper if there's any specific places or anything like that you're looking at. I'd love to dive into that and really support any type of demonstration and experience to really provide the follow-up for you guys.
Okay, well, thank you very much for the presentation.
Absolutely. I'll send over the information, and if there's a time for us to follow up, please let me know. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Patrick, you have something for Senate Bill 2180.
I do. So in the last legislative session, so obviously over the years, there have been discussions about, what are a political subdivision's responsibilities with respect to open meetings and comments that are made at meetings. And so in the last legislative session, a bill was passed and entered into law that requires political subdivisions like Oliver County's commissioners to provide a forum for people to make comments at its meetings. And the bill also outlined procedures that not outlined procedures, but created the ability for political subdivisions to not restrict, but limit the amount of time people can talk, and it also allowed them to place certain requirements before somebody can talk about an item agenda And so because of that, I took a look at the statute, the way it was written, spoke with some of my other colleagues in other counties and came up with a resolution and a proposed policy that I submitted to Jaden.
I made copies, you guys should all have a copy of
Yeah. And so it's my recommendation that we adopt that as a resolution and also that the policy be adopted. And the reason being is over the last year and a half that I've been here, I've observed meetings, and especially when there are particularly hot button issues, I've noticed that meetings tend to not always stay on topic. And so I think it's an important tool that can be used in order to ensure that our citizens have an opportunity to speak on these issues, that a reasonable period of time is given to them to make their comments, and also that there are reasonable means of identifying who's making the comments, and also allows us to better manage our time during meetings. So for those reasons, I think that it's appropriate to adopt what's been drafted there. It does comply with the statute, and again, the intent is absolutely not to limit citizens' ability to speak. It is to comply with the statute that our state legislature put into place, and I think that this will do that nicely. Just with respect to the time, I created a 3-minute time limit. It doesn't mean that's what you need to do. You can have more. I wouldn't recommend less because it's difficult for people to get out ideas, in less than 3 minutes. And this is generally also what we're seeing across the nation with respect to legislation that's coming out. And so, North Dakota's a little bit newer to it, but that's what the statute is. And so, by adopting what's been proposed, we can be certain to be complying with the statute as written.
Okay, question, last sentence says that you must submit your name and address and everything before the meeting. What if you only find something during the meeting? Can you still?
That's up to you guys. The intent behind this is to, again, it's not to prevent people from speaking out. It's the intent is to be able to have orderly meetings that don't devolve into open discussions, essentially. If you want to have that, then you certainly can put that in there. That's up to you guys.
Yeah, I like the idea, but I would like to take this home and read through it. Maybe minor changes, maybe additions, whatever, and if maybe there's areas we disagree.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's something
that works with you guys. Absolutely.
Yeah, the state's attorneys generally, we've been talking about how to implement that in our counties. And so that's just an initial attempt at doing so, but ultimately this is your call. There is no wrong way to do it. It's just that the legislature memorialized the legislature's intent on ensuring that citizens' voices are heard. So however you guys want to implement it is fine, but I do recommend that a policy be in place so that everyone knows what is expected in order for people to speak on a particular agenda.
And this would be effective for all county boards, not just.
Yeah, it would, because if you look at what constituted political subdivision, it also is encompassing on the various committees that you appointed, whether that be, for example, the Planning and Zoning Committee, or Weed Board, or I guess I don't know if there's any other
Park board.
Park board, sure, yeah. So it's especially important that the members of those appointed committees understand that they're responsible to follow the same open meetings, open records, and legislative responsibilities in conducting their meetings that the Board of County Commissioners is.
So if someone never comes to a meeting, comes in, how do they know that we've adopted this?
Well, I mean, it would be this, again, that's a really good question. It can be posted on the Oliver County website. It can be posted in a conspicuous place within the courthouse. The obligation to make citizens aware of things requires the county to post things, to be put in the newspaper. Outside of that, I think those are reasonable efforts to make the citizenry aware of what that policy is. And also, at meetings, I'm sure that will come out. If you adopt the policy as written and someone's not able to speak at that meeting because they didn't comply with that, then the next time they will. But it's important that we are, now that it's been memorialized into statute by the legislature, it's important we're compliant.
Yeah. We'll definitely work with this.
Next month's agenda.
Yeah, absolutely. I will put it on there.
Let's do the Old Settlers Dinner Recognition Ceremony.
So normally I would come to the commissioner, or Gene Couchman would, and ask the county to pay for the Old Settlers Dinner and the recognition ceremony. And so the other day, Gene Couchman and I were talking, and she said she had talked to you already, but I just thought to make it official, we probably should approve it here. So I'll make that motion that we pay for the Old Settlers Dinner and the recognition ceremony, and the meal is $10 per person.
Please make a motion.
I'll second.
Second by Rob. Any further discussion on this? We've done this almost forever. The county has taken care of this already, quite a discussion, so I'd definitely be in favor of it. So.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, approved.
Hey, Derek, it's Patrick Morris.
Hey, I thought of it.
Oliver County Ambulance Appreciation Certificate.
I have a certificate given to me, presented to you on behalf of the Oliver County Ambulance. They give us a certificate usually every year, and we hang it over the wall, just in appreciation of the commissioner's work and support of the ambulance.
So it comes from the ambulance personnel?
Yes.
Okay, so good. Appreciate that. A handout from the North Dakota CCA.
You should have all gotten that email, but they CC'd the auditors on there as well. The County Commission Association is requesting, if you're interested in serving on, you guys should have it in yours. It's a copy of the email and then the form. There's some standing committees that the County Commissioners Association has, and they're just looking for commissioners who are interested to serve on that. It's that one right there, Rob.
So Rob, if you're interested being on this?
Because Rob don't have nothing to do, I think it'd be good. I think it says something like 3 to 4 meetings a year, and then you have an annual meeting.
So
Something that if you're interested in getting more involved at the state level.
and then we take this further if you're interested.
Yeah, this is kind of an up to you as a commissioner if you're interested in serving, but I was told I should print a copy and give it to you guys, so.
Okay, let me read through it.
Yep.
I guess we have
I
minute and a
thought,
half before our next time, or before the sure.
I thought I saw Jim in the hallway.
Yes,
He
they're
said
both
Jim
standing
and
around the
Dave.
corner.
Oh,
They are
really?
here? Really?
Yeah. saw Jim walk by, so I know he's here, so. Thank you.
There they are. Okay. You're up. Come on up, grab a chair. You're on the agenda for a couple different items, so just turn it over to you right now.
Which one?
Okay, Credit card department updates, new deputy credit card and the sheriff's vehicles.
Yeah, so our credit card, I guess, I mean, you can probably.
Yeah, so Bryce, the new deputy, does not have a credit card right now, but the only way the bank will open one up is if you guys approve it at a meeting and I can provide them with a copy of the minutes. I believe your guys' limit is 5,000 each, so that's I would need approval to open a new credit card for Bryce Hufford with a $5,000 credit limit.
So, second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on this? No further discussion. Hearing none. All in favor? Aye. Approved. Easy.
And I guess, as she was saying, our new deputy, Bryce Hufford, he's attending the academy at this time.
Is he almost finished, or how far along is he? Just started? He just started.
Yeah, it's 13 weeks long.
13 weeks.
Ready, what was it, last week of August?
Yeah, it should be right around the end of August.
Yeah.
Is when he
Is
graduates.
all that training's in Bismarck?
Yes.
Shannon still filling in?
Yes.
He's covering a couple weekends where we need.
And Shannon and Sandy will be filling in this weekend for Oak Settlers too.
Oh.
So, for Friday night.
Okay, has he been working while he attends the academy? Or
Not yet,
is he not able to?
but he will be.
Can
this
he
week.
part-time? He
He
can,
will be this week, yeah. He will be covered.
So he's working on a limited license right now. So as long as he's with another officer, he can work. So like Old Settlers, wedding dances, things like that. So we'll try and get him out that way.
does he live here in town?
Yep. He bought Ronus's house down here.
Okay.
He's actually been here since, I want to say about November,
Yeah, somewhere around.
last fall. And he was working for Burley Morton Detention. So he's been with them for, I think, a couple of years already.
So he's been in some type of law enforcement prior to the
Yes.
academy now?
Yeah, he was working for Burley Morton. So.
We're fortunate to find someone
Yeah, I think we were.
that's soon, right?
And that's soon, yes.
Usually it's quite lots of time involved, but
It normally takes several months.
so he's gonna work out well for us.
Oh, I think he will. He seems like a good person.
Okay, we have something here on sheriff's vehicles.
I'll let
Ultimately, yeah. So with putting on a fifth officer and the 2017 Tahoe that we have being as high miles, and I think the last recommendation from the second time we took it down to get worked on was not to run it very hard. So I don't know if that's even an option in our job, but
Well, obviously, if you're driving, it is.
there you go. Ultimately, we're looking at we need 2 vehicles this year. One for the additional officer, and then one to replace that 2017.
We budgeted for that, didn't we?
Not last year.
not last year we didn't budget for a new vehicle.
We
We
budgeted.
thought we would get by with one for this year, but we also hired another officer, so now we need two.
And then I think there was talk before I became commissioner of taking it out of a different account, right?
There
If we
was
need-
talk
Is that-
about the ARPA fund.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because of the
that's where the
deadline
discussion.
and everything, if we didn't get a quote in time for the federal requirements, that's no longer an option. We do have the LATCF fund, which can be used for that. I'd have to double check on how much is left in that fund, cause I know we talked about using some of that to help pay for the comprehensive plan also, but it is an option,
So,
or at least one. I'm pretty sure it would cover at least one.
So anyways, I got a couple bids. If we do it the way we've been doing it, we can get a vehicle. We're looking at pickups. ID Dodge is, I think, $45,000, $75.50 per vehicle. We need 2 plus to outfit them. I don't have an exact quote on that because it changes all the time, but if we go by the last vehicle we had done by Electronic Communications, it's about 30 grand for the equipment, the installation, and all that. I talked to a couple counties that have been going through an outfit where they provide the vehicle, they provide all the stuff, they deliver it to your front door already set up with your graphics, your lights, your cage, everything installed. The only thing we do is ship them our radio and they install that then. Their prices, if we buy one through them, let's see. If we buy one through them, it's $73,814 total. Where we're probably looking at 75 to 76 if we go through Electronic Communications and ID Chrysler. If we buy 2, it drops it by $1,000. It brings it down to $72,814 per vehicle.
So lead time. And we don't have to deal with
They couldn't give you that, so I gave more.
getting radios.
Any equipment salvageable out of it,
We have to make it
other than the radio?
Not even the radio.
Not even.
We have the radios that do siren
Outside new
program.
ones.
Yeah, we have the new ones. I set them aside.
Is that
Try and
even
put
been
in.
installed yet?
No,
So the old vehicle and any of the equipment in it is worthless.
probably be able to use the radar unit.
Yeah, I'll say radar units.
Other than the radar unit, the radio's gonna be obsolete and like, your other equipment just won't fit into a new vehicle. It's a 2017, the interiors have changed so much since 17 that nothing will fit.
Something we could do like down in Abaddon, park it out on the county road, stand around.
So the county couldn't put these vehicles up on a bid, could we?
We have
Yeah,
done
the old one, yeah.
The old ones?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
We'd have to strip our equipment out of it and then, I don't know what we do with that, but,
We did, well, actually, in the past, we've given some to the fire department, like for
yeah, you can donate light bars.
light bars and stuff like that. We did give to the fire department. Other than that, that's about it. I mean, the radios, like you said, will be obsolete.
How many miles are on these vehicles that are worthless?
That 2017 is probably around 156, I
Something
believe.
like that, yeah.
And with that, so the one I'm driving right now, I'm at 112, but you have to figure your idle hours too. And I think just running hours on mine is like 6,700 hours. So, I mean, they idle a lot too when you're.
Jane, we have money?
for one for this year. And then I think budget wise, I know you did put on your budget sheet for this coming year for at least one. So I think we could, I mean, the LATCF fund would have enough in it for one. But, I mean, it's not to say we couldn't figure out if we absolutely need to. It's not like we haven't done that, with other things where we figure out.
So does that allow for the comprehensive plan also to be paid out of there or no?
I'd have to look at the total, not the whole amount of the comprehensive plan. We'd also have to figure out where to take that from, but.
So I have been looking at grants. The problem with grants is until they award them, you don't know if you got it. So I mean, it's not something we can count on. I believe I talked to Rob about maybe approaching industry. I know other agencies approach, the industry in their area for donations towards the purchase of a squad car for unexpected expenses and stuff like that. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that.
Interesting, there's 3 here today. They're thinking about it right now as we speak.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that legally to do that.
Right. Like I said, I know a couple other agencies were, like, for whatever reason, they had a vehicle die and it just wasn't in the budget. And they approached industries in their area. So I had drafted a letter on that. I just kind of waiting on that. Go
By
ahead.
my count, there's 5 here.
Yeah, I was gonna
Just
say,
saying.
this car over there.
So I've been looking at other options. I just I just wanna let you guys know what our situation was and what our cost is gonna be. Ultimately, in order to function, we technically really need 2 this year, we're probably gonna need another one next year.
So whose vehicle is that? That's one that's.
The one Gale was
That's the old 2017.
Well, it appears from everything I hear that we're okay for one, but the other one, we have to find a way to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm saying, well, like you said, we'll be up for another one next year, so we'll be in the same boat.
But that could be in the budget though.
But,
What's,
I mean,
what's the prospects on another guy?
We've gotten a couple applications, I have one
we
gal
have
who's.
2.
Yeah, we have 2.
Possibilities.
I have one gal who's interested and would like to come here, but, I don't know if we can afford her. It depends on salaries on that one.
Okay.
So.
But again, on the vehicles, I think we're getting a better deal if we do purchase 2 of them, so.
Yeah. And like I said, that outfit I was looking at, they're out of Nashville. I know Hazen PD, Mercer County, and a couple other agencies have won.
They have used it.
I know Mercer County's gotten 5 vehicles from them now, and they've been satisfied. But it's just turnkey. Everything's installed, everything's ready. They deliver them right to your agency, roll them off the truck, and they're ready to go. So.
So you're saying if we buy 2, we save $1,000 per unit?
Yeah, I believe that's what my numbers came down to.
And they'll be, like you said, you'll be able to put them on the road immediately.
Yeah.
When we bought this last pickup, it sat for almost a year before we could get radios and then finally get them installed. And then we just kept getting pushed back, so.
No, for this outfit, everything's there. If we do it, we have to order, a light bar from here, a cage from there, the radios from another place, and then find the appointments to get it all installed.
Might be January, thoughts on the road.
And they don't do everything all at once.
I believe the guys at Mercer said it was roughly about a 3-month turnaround on theirs. 2 to 3 months, depending on the availability of the vehicle.
We're almost not too far from beginning of next year.
So for the second one, are you interested in going out and getting donations for it, or?
I already got a letter drafted. I was just waiting for the nod from you guys.
I'd rather. I don't have one.
Yeah.
Did you write it?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Do we have any legality problems here?
None at all.
Or with
No, I did the research on it. We're fine.
Yeah, I had talked to Patrick before I drafted it. So.
Can you just tell us the cost again for the vehicles? I know the letter's coming, but.
Roughly 75 grand. I mean,
Per vehicle?
Per vehicle.
Thank you.
And you only need 1 covered by donations.
We wouldn't turn down 2.
No, if you're offering, you can actually make those checks directly out to me.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
That's a joke. In case.
I guess that's all I got. That's our numbers, that's our situation.
So do we need to approve one now? Is that what you're kind of looking for? To get it
At
going?
least one.
If we get approval on at least one, I don't know if that $1,000 off per vehicle, if we just order one.
why
that
don't we
doesn't fly.
approve the purchase of 2 and then leave it? If we can afford it, we can afford it, but if we approve it now, then we can work for it.
Depending on, like you said, if we do get from the.
Yeah, because that's good. I think that's a rather secret.
I know of at least one grant that we could potentially apply for, but it's not a guarantee. And it's
Yeah,
only about $6,000 to help cover the cost, but
I have one too, and they award anywhere from 6 to 10.
yeah.
And like you said, it's
You don't
not
know.
It's
sure
not
if you're going to get it awarded.
Yep, it's not a guarantee.
So.
I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys thinking one?
Well, I guess I'm open to going both. I mean, a couple $1,000 makes a heck of a difference.
And is that been negotiated pre? I mean, you guys.
I got the bids on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Can you get delivery dated January 1, second one?
I'll try and get it as early as I can. You want the second one later for budget wise?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the first one you could have it in tomorrow, but
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to talk to them.
what type of vehicle are they?
Looking at Dodge Rams, 1500s. So,
I guess I'll make that motion to look at purchasing 2 vehicles with the discount.
I'll second that.
We have a motion by Dave, second by Rob. Any further discussion on this? Further discussion, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're gonna work on it.
thank you. I'll start on that one on Monday. Also, as far as grants go, I found a COPS grant through federal DOJ. Gave it to Alice. We've been working on it, and if we get it, it'll cover the new officer, his wages for 3 years. So that's an additional that we're working on there too. So
As far as the weekend, you ready for riot control?
sure.
We're bringing you in, so.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You know where I'll be.
Okay. Planning and zoning updates.
Okay. There she is.
Hello.
I'm so sorry. Oh, sure, yes.
I put that right on top because I figured we might go. Oh, okay,
But,
awesome.
what did I do?
No, not that, what was
I just mentioned to him that that first portion of the planning and zoning board discussion was his request to put on there, so that was in regards to the email. So, oh, he wants to address that.
Yeah, I do. So, there were emails that were circulated, that I was included on that originated from a member of the planning and zoning committee that also, created a discussion. So first of all, commissioners, you've all seen that email? Is that correct? Okay, so first of all, that the contents of that email are not the opinion of the county. It's not the legal opinion of the county, nor is anything within it adopted by the Board of County Commissioners. Second of all, it is important that everyone understands that communications, whenever you have an elected or appointed board that has obviously more than, there's 3 members, 5 members, 7 members, or 100 members, doesn't matter. If you have communications that go around and there's more than half of the people who are a part of that communication is subject to open meetings law, which means that if there are communications with a quorum of people on a political subdivision or an appointed board, that results in it being subject to the open meetings notice requirements. Additionally, part of my role as state's attorney is to ensure that viability is limited. So it's very important that everyone associated with the commission or anyone appointed by the commission or anyone that acts in a position in which it might be construed that an individual is speaking for the county is absolutely critical that you not make comments that purport to speak for the county, because there are consequences if you say things that you shouldn't say. So that's my speech. In the future, if you have questions about this, run them by my office, but don't send emails when you should. That's it.
Or text messages.
Or text messages. If you are meeting someone in public and there's a quorum of that board, for instance, if there's a 7-member board and 4 of you are sitting around talking about anything to do with whatever you're a part of, that constitutes an open meeting. Text messages are discoverable. That means that with respect to open records, if you are sending text messages as part of your role as a county employee, those are discoverable. That means that should an open records request be made, you're gonna have to turn that over. So that's that. That's all I got. Any questions? Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Where do you want to start? Brendan Sweeney. Okay, they're converting 2 acres from ag to residential for their 58 by 66 home. Planning and zoning had approved to convert those 2 acres and just looking for your approval.
Where is this located?
It's just right up Highway 48. I'm trying to remember what's by it. But yeah, it's close to town.
And it has been approved by the
Yep, it's
planning
been
board.
Yep.
Okay, for the conditional use set, we better make a
I'll make a
motion.
motion to approve
A
that.
motion to approve, second by Rob, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then along with that, we did a building permit for that particular home. Again, with us, or with the board going with the 2 acres. Plenty of room for the 58 by 66 home, so.
Also approved by the
Yep.
planning and zoning?
Also approved.
Okay, motion.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye.
Okay. Chelsea and Adam, Fleet. This one, it's a building permit for, they're putting up a 30 by 30 outbuilding. They're planning to build a home. It's in the southeast quarter of 14287.
Wherever that is.
West
West. Yeah, right west. But this outbuilding is just for materials. And so technically they don't need a conditional use at this time because they're not converting it to residential. But they still want to build an outbuilding, which is considered an egg building, because they want to place their materials in there for when they do.
So what you're saying then, if then they apply to build a house, they're gonna have to.
They're gonna do this, yeah.
Conditional use then?
Yep, at that time. Right now, they don't need it because they're not planning on building until 2026.
This is on how many acres?
Right now it's just on, I believe, 11, 10 or 11. Oh, 55. Yeah, so here's the thing we got. So they have acreage of crop, 7 acres that it would be on. So, and then the outbuildings right there, the house will be approximately right here. So right now it's just for this outbuilding so they can put their materials in it.
And everything you're presenting to us has been approved by
Has
the
been approved.
planning board.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second. Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Okay, Minnesota Power HVDC, they are getting a, did you guys wanna talk?
We certainly can. We can if you want, or if you have
I mean, if you guys wanna talk to them, they're here, but it's the converter station. It's the first one.
Tell us a little, give us a couple minutes worth of what it's about.
And I'm Kyle Larson, Minnesota Power. I'm Dan McCourt Hanson. Okay, I said
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So last fall, we received a conditional use permit for this transmission project that you're seeing here on this map in front of you.
I already got one. Thanks.
You know, so, yeah, we received a conditional use permit for what you're seeing here, is this transmission project. This spring, we submitted an application to Albert County for a building permit for the converter station portion of that project, which is what you're seeing on this map here in front of you in blue. I also included the grading plan on the second page of this as well here. So, you know, pending approvals here, we'd be looking to begin civil work on that converter here this summer.
Just like grading, we're gonna let it sit over the winter, everything is in place, then the building above ground would happen right after, road restrictions, everything next year.
Is this the one that you're building that road off of Highway 25 to this converter station?
So that would be to the western side of the project, this area that you're seeing here. That's where the road would come down into the north. And again, at this time, there's more wetlands down that road than we thought there was. So we need to get a wetland permit from the federal government. So that's taking a little more time.
Yep, this is right down 30 seconds.
So this is 34?
34, sorry.
Well, for a small fee, I'd take you in by horseback. I'd take you in there, I've been in there a long time. Yeah, this would be the slippies.
So at this time, you're just asking for the building permit for it.
Yeah, so we can do the dirt work for the converter.
And it has been.
And that has gone through approved.
Now, your landowners, that road, it's all worked out.
What, for which, you mean into the converter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, can you motion to approve the permit for the Samoa converter station? Okay, there's a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, there's a motion in a second. All in favor? Aye.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. You can keep as many as you want.
I don't know, if file.
Yes.
Is everybody in that signature place anymore? That was the old Joe Friday.
Yeah, we bought that property. Right now, I guess just for a slight update is, the house will be moved off or demolished or something. A resident we're working with on access from another property mentioned that there's a possibility that house can be donated to a family that lost, during fire. So we're, working with that with the local community to see if house can be moved out and they can utilize it. We haven't heard back yet, but, Keith Earhart is one that's been helping us out with that contact, so.
Let me know when you do,
Yep.
so I can take it off the parcel.
When it leaves the site, yeah. we'll let you know.
They're gonna need law enforcement out there, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. Need lots of it, so, but no, thanks for bringing that up. We do own that house that's right there.
Those few acres, whatever was there.
Yeah, I think there's just under 10 acres, 7 acres, something like that.
Okay.
Some existing buildings that we got some cleanup once construction starts, and we'll decide what to do with the other outbuildings, if they're for storage or it'll be removed as well.
Okay.
So, perfect. You guys got
Thanks,
anything?
guys.
Let us know.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Kenny, how many more animals do you need for this farm?
This is the place for me to sleep now.
So Kenny is looking to build an 18 by 20 barn for himself, apparently. Because all the animals are taking for us.
They're winning.
So planning and zoning did approve it. It is on his property. So
Okay, is there a motion to approve the building permit for Gabriel?
I'll make a motion.
Second. Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Approved.
okay, next one is Ray and Crane Hall. They're basically just taking out their old garden shed and putting a new one on. And it's a 12 by 16. Foundation is already there. It's on their property and That's all they're looking to do.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor? Aye. Approved.
Okay, next one we have is Knife River, North Central for a gravel pit.
He is here.
He is here.
He is here.
Okay, so I'm, where's that?
You come on.
Hello, Chris Council, Knife River. Looking at just opening up a gravel pit out along the Mary Sheets land. Hopefully get a couple jobs around the county here, and then hopefully we can come to a negotiation for county gravel too. Probably looking at, just talking with the boss, probably looking at next month, probably starting the mining process. But it'll be one and done. We're gonna mine it all out. Hopefully we can get quite a bit of tons up in the air, and then guess just take it at that, from there. Any haul agreements, we don't know if we're gonna haul yet, or if the other company's gonna haul. So whoever does the hauling will take care of the haul permits and get with Kenny on that and the auditor and stuff. So
So there will be gravel available for Oliver County?
that's kind of negotiation with the boss and you guys. So it's kind of we're gonna go out there and kind of do some more digging around. It's gonna be a little difficult mindset, so we don't know what the exact cost is per ton yet. I don't get into that, the boss does. But we plan on putting some up, hopefully for you guys too, yes.
Do you know how many ton you expect just by
I'm kind of, with my data, I'm coming up over 100,000 ton, I'm hoping, that we can put up in the air. I don't know if we got to reject it all or anything. If we can scale some rock, we can make more on another area that's finer material. But it is pretty good hole, bad hole, good hole, not so good hole. It's kind of crazy out there, That's why it's been sitting there for a while, untouched, But I'm hoping that we can put over 100 up.
Where's this from Wyman's yard?
Right to the west.
Oh, west side?
There's a little pit there, I don't know, 20 years ago, 30 years ago,
It'll be the same area that was mined before.
Yes.
Right there.
Yes. From their south. What's that? From their south and west, I'm assuming. Yes, right west of their place, yeah.
Pretty much straight south of that old
The old
mine.
pile.
Yep.
Be straight south of
Yep.
the pile.
It follows the river bank, or the creek bank.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, we can do some negotiating on this, because we need gravel.
Yeah, I guess I don't do the numbers or anything, so my boss was supposed to reach out to Kenny, but he's kind of been gone for the last week or so here. But we're just putting together, like I said, we're gonna go out and do some more digging, see if we can fine tune the number a little bit, and hopefully before we even put it up, we can give you guys a number. I don't know if the other company just didn't like it because of that, possibility of it's not, certain areas, if they bid $5 and it costs $8, we won't do that. We'll put it up probably and then do another, I don't know how he wants to do that.
I guess if we don't approve it, nobody gets gravel.
I know Kenny's been working with them.
Yeah.
For
They've been in contact with us. Yeah.
In fact, you were out there when they done test samples, right?
Well, we tested it.
Yeah, we dug it back in 2016 and then we'll put some in ground. More next week, I'm thinking. Yeah.
Okay, what do you need from us? Just approval,
Motion
go
to
ahead, approval.
approve the use.
Move to approve.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion second. We had discussion, so all in favor? Aye.
Thank you very much, appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. I need you to sign one.
I'll get sign those later.
Okay, no problem.
Alice, you ready for agenda something? First thing on the agenda is the burn ban reset.
Yep, I think we can rescind the burn ban. We've gotten plenty last year. However, I do ask that even if we rescind the burn ban, that we watch the fire index rating. Because it is still kind of dry out there, even with all the moisture we got. So if it is high, very high, extreme or red flag warning, we ask that people don't burn.
Don't we technically have two of them on right now? Didn't we sign up twice?
We just, we did the burn ban and then we went to like a total burn ban. So I think we can rescind it though. But I will watch the drought monitor and our how rains and stuff, and if it gets worse, we're gonna have to put it back on, but like today, we're in the moderate category, so.
Do we need a motion to rescind the burn ban?
I'll make that motion. Second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye.
All right, the next one is the public safety, retirement plan for PERS. I'm suggesting, Oliver County moves to that for our law enforcement officers. It's a great benefit for them. It's a great retention and recruitment tool for law enforcement officers. It just allows them to, have a little bit more money put into their retirement fund so they can retire early. You think about they're on 24/7 shifts, all that, it's really hard on people. So I'm just suggesting that Oliver County does go to the public safety plan, and that could be effective July 1 if you guys approve of it.
What's approximate cost?
So I did the numbers when I was working on the other plans, just to kind of see how that would look. If we move all employees that qualify, which means they have to be a certified law enforcement officer. That's currently 4 of them. It would increase the cost to the county's retirement by $5,270.75 for this year. Obviously, if there's wage.
Per person?
No, total. That's a total increase to the retirement portion for law enforcement officers. Obviously, that is also based on wages. The percentage that gets taken out is based on their salary. So if they get an increase in their salary, that number will go up, whatever you increase it, but.
Say, Alice, have other counties gone with this?
Yes, Mercer County's been on it now for 2 years. And I know most counties are on the, public safety plan for their law enforcement.
Most of them are.
Yes, they are.
You guys want that, Dave?
Yes. Well, I'm just wondering, if they don't go for it, does that mean they won't retire, so they don't have to do that?
Way we can look at it.
Did you remember how I said they work 24/7?
Well, instead of like taking from Rule 85 to Rule 80, or how does that?
Well, it'll take them from the rule of 80, basically it just allows them to retire. Like normally if you're in the retirement plan, you have to be 55 or older and 3 years of service credit for early retirement and up to the age of 85, or for me like 90, because I was hired after 2016. Public safety, it's 50 or older and 3 years of service, or the rule of 85. So they'll be able to retire a little bit earlier.
You said $5,270.
$5,270.75 for 2025 would be the increase. That's for the whole.
12 months?
That's all of them. Yep, that would be like the 12 months. So it'd be a little bit less for 25. But then going into 26, dependent upon wages.
Wage adjustments.
But that would be for the 12-month period. That'd be what the increase total would be for all 4 that are currently on there, plus,
Potentially.
ones who
And other counties, Sheriff Department paying a portion of that?
Yes. Well, Mercer County, everybody pays 4% out of their paychecks towards their retirement, and so does the law enforcement.
When I spoke with PERS, and this kind of ties back into the other retirement plans, if we don't make employees pay a portion, we can't make other employees pay a portion. So if we pay everybody's for the other plans, we have to pay everybody's for the public safety.
And that's how Mercer County, we pay 4%, law enforcement pays 4%, we're all paying the same.
So we're okay with PERS on that, if we do.
Yes, I did talk to them about it, because I asked them, I said, because it's a totally different type of plan, do we have to make them pay a portion, or can we make them pay a portion? And they said, no, you have to do everybody pays the same amount, it doesn't pay anything at all, so.
No matter what plan they're on.
Yeah.
Okay, we need I think we want to approve this.
Yeah, I'll make the motion to approve that.
There's a resolution that goes with it that Bruce gives us, so when I get that, I will have you sign it so I can send it to them, because there's a little bit extra paperwork with this public safety plan than with the other stuff, so.
But it is a good plan for them.
Okay, we have a motion by
I'm
Rob.
seconding on the condition that I get a ride in a new cop car, but I could be setting myself up.
Careful what you ask for.
You want a cage?
Yeah, Dave, we can arrange for you to get a
Let's
ride.
just leave that go where it
And we'll
is.
put it on the headlines of the front page.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll second that motion with no conditions.
Mr. Waters.
Yes.
Yeah. Second, on this is the resolution, so we will all need it.
Yes, I will make sure
Roll
that I get that, and I will talk with, the PERS representative that does all this, and we'll get it going, so.
Rob? Roll call vote. Aye. Dave?
Aye.
Lee? Aye. Okay. Approved.
Do you want a copy of my numbers? I made copies.
You made a spreadsheet?
I did, I made a spreadsheet.
APA agreement renewal.
Yeah, it expired, so we need to renew it. It's basically the same, we'll just go from June 1st to January 31st of 2026 to allow in case there's any wage increases or anything like that. So nothing is really changed with this. Mercer County approved it last week, so I just ask for your guys' approval for the joint powers agreement for emergency management.
Do you have a motion for that, or do you wanna look at it first? Because you guys probably haven't seen that one yet. No wording has changed except the date.
Right, and the dollar amount for my, yeah.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, motion and second to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, have you signed? Then that means we're legal again.
Are we getting our money's worth?
I would hope so. Now you'll let me know, right? Oh,
Before the meeting, she said she was gonna donate.
That's right.
wait, Kenny.
Health insurance premium updates.
All right, now the bad news.
Alice, you're still in the
I did again.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's no Y in there.
I have a nephew that has a Y, so that's why I do that.
No boy.
Health insurance, the Clifford's health insurance has gone up 15% for the fiscal years of 26-27, so it'll actually start on July 1. So it's July 1 through 2025 to June 30th of 2027. And that's for all counties. It's not just for all
It's
counties.
like a state mandate.
Yeah.
We don't have a say in this.
Right.
At all.
So I figured out what the increased cost is going to be per year for this. It's going to cost Oliver County about $56,000 every year extra for health insurance.
Well, 4,200 for a family plan.
With a grandfathered amount
Yeah,
on there for
it's-
the basic plan.
Yeah, we're $2,353 for a family plan.
Oh, 253, okay.
Yeah. And then a single plan is $973.64. And I know it's not just PERS. I know Blue Cross Blue Shield has gone up. It's just my husband's health insurance went up this year where he works, so it's not just us.
You know, we've looked at like, in the private marketplace, there were some numbers looked at last year and we're paying less when having PERS.
Because you have such a small group. So you're better off staying with the state.
And with the first plan that we're on, because we have a small employee number, you can't, if you intend to make employees pay a portion, you can't make us pay more than 5% or we lose our coverage altogether. We can't even get in with PERS anywhere to make us pay more than 5%, so. But there again, it's a really good recruitment and retention.
Thank you, Jen. I was just gonna say that. And and pretty much, not every county, but most counties do pay 100% of the health insurance. And so does the state.
That's it. That's just for information. We don't have to act on that.
No, that's just information, let you know that the insurance is going up, so.
What'd you say that total was a year?
It's gonna cost an extra $56,000 $247.36. Now that's based upon your current enrollment. So like if you hire new employees and they only want single plans, it could go down. Or if you hire new employees and need a family plan, it could go up a little bit.
Or if you hire employees and they just don't take it all because their
Right.
spouse has it elsewhere.
Right.
Everything else?
I believe so. Do we want to talk about July meeting while I'm here?
Yeah, well, we did. They approved moving it to the 8th.
Okay, perfect.
We did
Sounds good.
touch on that one.
So, yeah.
But we can talk about your suggestion of meeting dates.
Oh, yes. Since I become more involved with Oliver County, I know you guys only meet once a month, but I also see how long your agendas get by meeting once a month. I would suggest you guys maybe meet twice a month, and then that would eliminate these special meetings, cut down on the agenda size. For example, my fire ban rescinding of the fire ban could have been done a lot sooner. And I don't know if it's something you guys could start like in 2026 in January. It's just a suggestion. I just think it would cut down on a lot of the lengthy meetings and special meetings that you guys are having to call for.
I have talked to other county auditors, and have asked, how many of you have once a month or twice a month? Majority said they do have twice a month meetings, and that they have their main meeting, obviously in the first half of the month, where the important stuff gets covered, and then that second meeting, if there's nothing for the agenda, they just don't have that meeting. So it's not an always having it, but it's on the docket, so that way, if there is things that come up, we have a meeting already scheduled.
Some of the counties I've talked to that have the two meetings, they have a maximum time limit, 2 hours on it. And normally it's just to pay the bills, is what they have call that meeting for. But they're probably not as organized as we are in paying the bills, because we get a chance to look at them ahead of time and discuss them and
Yeah, it's just a suggestion.
Something to at least think about, maybe going into next year, if you wanted to try it this year, towards the end of the year, it's kind of up to you guys. I know we don't like having lots of meetings, but we've been having an awful lot of special meetings, so if we could limit all these special meetings, that would be awesome too.
let's think about that one coming January 1st.
Yep.
Anything else that you need for Jane?
Unless you want to stick around for the rest of the meeting.
I certainly can. I'll just go sit in the corner.
We'll go to Kenny, let's go to your road superintendent. Your whatever you have for us.
There's not much on here for. We started off by the 2,000 gallon fuel tank that we need to purchase to get up our fuel station up to code. I got bids from 2 places.
That puts you up to code with everything needs to be.
Okay, if I could interrupt for a minute, we moved Kitty to 3:30, and Jim Jackson was going to try to make that. So do we want to?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, just got the email from him. So do we want to take the weed board in front of them or anything else, or?
We can leave the Hensel Road till he
Kids?
gets here.
I'm not sure if the weed board has everybody here though. Do they? Weed board, are you ready to present right now?
I guess so.
Okay, then we'll wait, Kenny. Okay. Wait. Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll just leave that. No.
First of all, I'd like to thank the commission for allowing us to remain a 7-member board with districts. Appreciate it. The next thing, as a board, we've talked about spraying road ditches again. Commission support that before we go start out on it.
Oh, why wouldn't we?
I don't know. Just, it's gonna cost a lot.
I just got mine done, so I'm all in favor of something for next year. It takes time.
Have you guys talked to Kenny about it at all?
No, I thought we'd come, it was just been kicked around. I thought I'm gonna ask first before we start on something that's gonna take some cash. And we don't know how we go about it.
Didn't you recently make a motion not to pay the county for any spraying?
Well, we've made a motion not to pay for the employee. We've talked, Rick talked to you about maybe helping with equipment or anything?
Just, he said, with the side-by-side and the pull-type sprayer, that was a long time ago, about if we'd have any use for it.
Okay, but he never asked about, like, if you need help with anything on your pickup or anything, or?
Just when we talked about that side-by-side sprayer, and that was the only thing that was ever brought up.
Just, he wanted to let you guys use that the sprayer.
The sprayer, he said we could put that in our pickup, and use that.
Okay.
But at that time, we're set up with a 200-gallon sprayer and tank already, so.
Okay, but I mean, we got a lot of talking to do and stuff. You guys would be.
I guess I'm kind of interested. We have a history here that we're not going to do it, or?
Well, for
Everybody
years,
update me on this.
for years we've just cost-shared the chemical and left it up to the landowners. This year, Spurge seems to be rampant.
So as long as I've been with the county, we've had a part-time gentleman that sprays our right-of-way shoulders, for our blade guys or creeping Jenny or whatever, trees that we take out. We currently don't have anybody to spray. So we actually have an opening that we are looking for to do our road ditches, our trees, because right now, like he said, the Spurge is getting out of control, and all the hours we got into cutting trees down, the trees are that tall already without spraying them. So we currently have an opening for a temporary position for the summer.
Any other thoughts, Brett?
Are you looking?
Have you got any interest
Are
in?
you looking for
Two
26?
applicants. I don't know who they are. I was just told today there was two.
Okay.
We could make things happen. We could.
Because like they said, the scourge, like you said, the scourge is.
It's bad.
We were 10 days into spraying season already on that. And the ditches have got it.
Have you had any applicants?
Alice.
We got one today.
Yeah. And there was another one that said he was going to drop in on yesterday, but I don't think it's been seen yet. So,
Would they be qualified, certified to go out and do that?
we'd have to get them certified and trained.
Those are open book tests.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of someone being able to sit down and read at your county office. It's not like they have to study a long time and then hope they pass.
Do you have to take that every year?
No, to commercial applicator, you gotta do it once, and then it's a 3-year renewal. Every 3 or 5 years, I can't remember. You have
It's
to go to a
every
meeting.
3 years.
3 years, yep, refresher.
Every 3 years, and to initially get it, they would have to take the core and right away, so it would be 2 tests.
Correct, yep.
But they're all both open book.
So pursue it.
I guess who the employee works for, it doesn't matter to me. That's kind of more of your specialty. Kenny's almost got his hands full of keeping the roads up right now.
Right.
So when you talk
You
about,
two would be working together anyway on where you need them, I would assume.
you said the right of way. When you say the right of way, they were just spraying like the very edge of the road, right?
We'd go down to the fence line
Okay.
in most places. We set up a pickup for it. The one guy we had spraying, retired, but he was picky and good at it.
What happened to him?
Just retired.
He sprayed mainly trees though, didn't he, Kenny?
He sprayed everything.
Did he?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, you talked to me about an option.
And that was the other thought, of retention, with getting a part-time. Right now we have 2 temporary spots that are not filled for our summertime help. I thought also if we did away with those 2 temporary spots and was able to do a full-time position, which in the spring, summer, fall, their main focus would be spraying. And then when they can't, with weather not permitting, we could have them fill in as a utility worker helping with other projects. So.
I mean, we made a motion because we were hearing some horror stories. And it was a deal of whose employee is this. But I mean, we'd be more than happy to work with you. Anyway, I mentioned the board. I'm speaking on my own part here, but I'm sure the board would feel the same way.
What do you mean when you say horror stories?
Well, the things weren't getting done properly.
You mean on the county side of spraying?
Just, yeah.
Well, I could say the last year, the spraying wasn't up to par. The individual that was doing it, and we,
I can fill this room with neighbors of mine that have been turned in to either the county weed board or the FSA office because their ditches weren't sprayed. That's just people in my neighborhood. That's over the last 10 years. That's not a 1-year deal.
Right.
Spurge has never been sprayed in my neighborhood.
Right.
Other than when the farmers do it.
The last time that Oliver County sprayed was probably 25 or 30 years ago. They did have 2 units. My dad was weed control officer at that time. And it was mainly discontinued because they couldn't find help and they didn't have enough money to replace the equipment. What they were using is cast off county road department pickups and old sprayers, and it just got to be too much of a challenge to get anything done. And then as years went by, we went into this other program that we've done now.
Well, if you look at Century Code, it says that the weed board is responsible to implement a program for the control of noxious weeds, provide for the control of noxious weeds along county and township roads and along county highways. That's pretty broad. So I would just argue that the weed board hasn't been doing their job. They shunted it over to the landowner, and that it hasn't been done. Having said that, the weed board already has 2 4-wheelers and 2 jackrabbit sprayers. So really we're looking at an employee that can run these things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's a lot of excess equipment we're gonna need until we prove that we can use what we have
Well,
already.
if we can use the county pickup, or the county, we have to talk about it, but you guys would be in favor of this.
As far as working with the county.
Working with the county, oh, yes.
Okay.
Kenny, we can work.
Absolutely.
Right?
I just think we need to get something going sooner than later, or come
sooner.
this fall, we're going to be in a hurt bag when it comes to weeds and.
We'll have to have a meeting shortly here then.
So whose budget does that come out of, or who's hiring it? Because you guys now, from what I have written here, you made a motion to not pay the county employee to spray the ditches.
Right.
Is that accurate?
That was part of the last motion.
Yeah.
That was in the meeting and it's on record that
What?
I don't know, I was brand new and I abstained.
You guys passed a motion refusing to pay for something that the weed board's obligated to do?
Well, we took it that they didn't have an employee even.
That's not what I asked.
Okay. Yeah, we made a motion. We can take that motion back if we have to.
well, it's not my call, but I would submit that.
I would think that you need to do that then from everything I'm
Okay,
hearing.
we'll have a meeting and we'll talk about it.
Just rescind that motion and then we'll move it, work together on the project.
So do you
Who
have,
pays this question?
do you have an
Well,
idea?
it's just for when it comes time to whoever gets hired for
Right.
my office, we need to know how that gets coded, because we can't just pick a line to pull it out of without
Well,
knowing.
I guess, first of all, if Kenny does hire somebody, if they're gonna be interested in doing that, or is that part of their job description?
That's what we're hiring for.
Okay,
So that's Alice's.
But then is he gonna be full-time?
Well, that's what we got to decide whether or not we want to do just seasonal summer help.
Cause I mean, like, we'll just pay when he's spraying.
Right. But that's what we got to decide, on the county side, whether or not, we, like Alice said, we have one applicant as of today. Go from there, whether or not they want seasonal, or, if the applicant don't work out, maybe it's something down the road we need to look at. But if we do a full-time spot like that, as a utility worker, their main job, spring, summer, and fall, will be spraying when possible.
What do we normally look at for time, hours, months, weeks, or any idea?
From the
When-
20th of
Does it
May.
vary a lot?
Yeah.
With the change of chemicals, you can spray spurge early and you can also spray it late, right? It depends on what you're going to put down.
And we would
Said
have
that, it's going to
to,
take a lot of time because we're way behind and there's 900 miles
Mhm.
of road ditch?
well,
Five-
in
yeah,
all
600
900
miles.
miles, there's areas that aren't that bad. I mean, we'd have to go to the problem areas first. I would, how we're gonna determine that, I guess, is.
Because if I remember right, Scott Miranda do all the highway ditches, right?
They were, yeah.
yes.
And the state reimburses the weed board for that. So the precedent is kind of set that the weed board is responsible for those road ditches, right? They're the ones that says, okay, this is our highway, but this check goes through you. So the cost would be there, that is true, but the responsibility would also be there too.
And if I remember right, when I talked to Scotty, they're more than full to take on any extra spraying with all the yards and stuff they spray.
Yeah, I doubt they're going to be interested.
Because I had talked to them about taking on some of the county roads, but they weren't.
He wasn't interested. I thought about that too, finding a contractor or something too, if we had to.
So there is a guy in Washburn. I've been talking to him a little bit. That might be interested, but he wants to know what we want to pay them per hour.
And then it would be his insurance and.
His equipment and everything. So whether you guys want to look at that, if you want to meet, I guess I can come meet too, or I can get you guys that name, whatever.
Well, I mean, what are we going, we actually gotta try to get something going, I guess.
Well, it'd be nice to set something up like Brad Seifert has in Mercer County.
Which we kind of almost already do. We have 2 4-wheelers, we have 2 sprayers, we have a truck with a nurse unit available on it. But coordination and the availability of that equipment for the county to use is somewhat challenging based upon the board's attitude about working with the county in the last little while.
What do you mean by that?
The board's more than happy to work with the county.
Well, you just literally, at our last meeting, there was a lot of discussion. I was of the opinion that we were responsible and we should take over part of this. And I was sort of told that that wasn't our responsibility and that we do have a plan to put in place.
I don't know, I think almost all the board members would be willing to get the road ditches.
Well, then that's when
That discussion started last fall already. If and when Rick would ever retire, we would start looking for somebody, and maybe that should happen sooner than later. I mean, it's been mentioned to buy a unit, and we talked about it, but
we'd be doubling up.
But you guys did make the motion not to pay the county for any spraying. So that's
So
kind of saying.
who was gonna pay for it if the, like,
Right.
who was gonna pay for it if the weed board?
County has been,
That's not the county's obligation,
Right.
is under the noxious weed program,
you're right.
that's what the weed board is for.
We can rescind it. We'll do what you want.
That's not what we want, it's the weed board's obligation is to control and pay for the noxious weed program.
Okay, we'll do it. Well,
I'm not gonna say anything.
so, but we can try to get something going.
Well, I'd say definitely, before Rob has to go start spraying his rub ditches and he's got practice spraying. Well,
There's a lot of us spraying them already.
it's already done.
Ours are done.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot, there's 900 miles, they say. I don't know if that's accurate either. That's just,
Well, there's 620 road miles, just the road. That's not including section lines or anything like that. So,
As a former sprayer, it's gonna take, if we could get one person to start, like, maybe we can't do a perfect job all year, but if somebody could get on the four-wheeler with that pickup and start using it, they could make a big dent, right? But right now, the weed board has equipment just sitting there.
and for that matter, our pickup's just sitting here. It's all ready to go, but it's sitting there because we don't have anybody to run it.
Yep.
Why don't you take the test tomorrow and
I'm gonna hire somebody to spray. I hate spraying. That's the thing about this is you'll never do it good enough for somebody. You know what I mean?
Okay, so then.
Okay, that's far enough,
Okay,
yes.
so
We'll have a
far, Brian,
meeting.
You're gonna rescind that motion.
Yes.
Okay, and then Kenny, Brian are gonna work together and Dave's gonna set up a meeting, possible meeting with this contractor from Washburn. If that's necessary and if that doesn't
I
work
think
out.
you'll have to be there too.
Yeah, and then we can also look at the applicants that we received too.
Okay, and then we'll look at, hiring maybe permanently or maybe part-time, this person that will train and get to become qualified.
I've got a question. If the weed board would hire somebody separately, like a weed control officer, would that have to run through the HR department? Because it would?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just curious. I didn't know. And how does that all
Set up
work?
a job description, we would have to do advertising, interviews, you know, we have to
Okay.
follow the same processes for each department in the county.
Okay.
the problem with the weed board hiring would be, what do you do in the windy days like last week? She moved just about every
Well,
day.
I agree, you know.
And we had been in discussions with JD. It's about some of the soil conservation stuff. They are looking to hire a guy, and we had talked to JD about maybe making him a combination employee of the soil conservation and the weed board. Because neither of us would have probably enough work to keep him fully paid. But if we combined him into a combination, he could probably be fully funded by both organizations to
I
keep a
remember when I was on the weed board 3 months ago, that was brought up to work with the county also, and that wasn't talked about with the weed board. I would say combined all three, if JD's plan.
Well, we had talked to JD about it and not necessarily the county at that time, so.
Can we have,
We'll get a meeting together.
like, can we have the board meeting, the whole board for the weed board there with everybody?
Well, I think so. You just gotta, if Brittany wants to publicize paper, public notice, that's all you gotta do. Cause then it's an official meeting.
All right. We'll get something going.
Great pizza.
Okay, we're okay on that for now, you gonna work together, okay, next. Email,
The email to the state's attorney. He received an email. I just like to go over some of it.
For what purpose?
Well, most of it was about things against the weed board.
What's the purpose of hearing this out? How does that advance any legitimate agenda for the commissioners? I don't care.
I have no idea what we're talking about here. Well, I just thought, we're getting accused of stuff and we can't defend ourselves.
Can I say something here on behalf of the county? Right now is why, this reason right here is why we're not paired up with the weed board.
Yeah, I mean, you know, since I've been here, we continue to have conflict between the weed board.
I agree with you.
Between the weed board and either this person, or it's me, or it's whoever you're upset with at the week. It's ridiculous. You guys are responsible for controlling the noxious weed program. That's it. Nothing more. Control the weed.
Well, some of these allegations are pretty serious.
Yeah, but why do we have to talk about them? Everyone needs to calm down, do your jobs, and be professional. Do what your statutory.
We thought we had this problem ironed out numerous times already, and it keeps getting brought up. Not by us. We thought we had this problem solved, but we keep getting drugged back into this all the time, and I don't know why or who is doing it. But we want to move forward. This email aggravates the hell out of me because a lot of it's not true. But that's in the past, so we should move forward. I guess I'll be very honest in this. We're being sabotaged from inside the weed board. I'll be very honest. I'll say that right out. Because that is what happened. Because this email references things that were not said in a meeting.
Okay, so
And
what do
I
you want
guess
us to do about it?
What's that?
What do you want us to do about it?
Nothing. I just want it out in the open that we've been defending ourselves against stuff that gets out in the public, and there's a lot of innuendo and not a lot of truth in some of it.
Well, there's some truth too, so.
Well, there is. I'm not saying there isn't.
Look, just control the noxious weed program, and a lot of problems will be solved. Quit. This department has a problem with this department. We're not in middle school.
I know that, and there's some people that are acting like they are.
I don't care. The commissioners, I assume, don't care. Administer the weed control program. That's it. Follow your statutory duties.
We have been, and if you don't agree with it, that's fine. But we
I'm
have.
not saying that.
On to the conflict of interest, the board member. That's part of it.
Okay, we have a conflict of interest with one of our board members with Nextera.
That's a legal conclusion, and no one's brought that to my attention. So you're not in a position, and no one else is in a position to determine whether a conflict of interest has occurred.
How do we determine that?
Yeah, I'll bring it to my office, send me what you think it is. My office will do an analysis on it, just like it's done in the past. And if there's a conflict of interest, then that will be discussed.
Okay, give me your email and stuff.
Get it from Jaden.
I can forward it to you, Tim.
Okay, so you know what you need
All right.
for that then.
Okay.
So with that, Patrick, then you would bring it to the commissioners after.
Absolutely. And it'll be a part of the public record.
Okay, I guess we're done, huh? Thank you for your time.
Okay, can I say something on this quick? Outside looking in, 10,000 foot view. Yes, no?
To me?
No, just in general. If the commissioners allow me. This has been festering.
I don't know what you're getting at right now, but we'll give you a couple minutes to.
No, I'll make it brief. This has been festering for almost a year and a half already. And we go round and round and round and round and round, and you can watch it, you go round and round, and we just keep kicking the ball down the road. There's no real action to it. And I think I've made this comment a couple other times, until, even on the other boards, until the job description is put forward to some of these boards on what they're obligated to do by you as county commissioners, nothing's really going to change right now. And I'm not picking on anybody, because you can see it on all the different boards throughout the county. So if there's statutory regulation as to what they should be following, that's what they should be following, and that's what needs to be defined to them. or to all these boards, whether it's planning and zoning, weed board, whatever it may be. But that's just a 10,000-foot view that I see, but I know there's probably a lot of people that disagree with me also, so.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Tom. I got portfolio reports.
Okay, well, I guess on my end, working with Kenny a lot, we've been working on a lot of things, and Jim will talk about some of that later. Did we talk about the new tank, the $2,000 one, or we've got to wait with that too, for the bids? On the other end, I haven't had anything serious. A lot of phone calls. And a lot of them are not in your permit area mark. Just not a good note.
Hey, Rob, you got anything to report?
No, we already addressed the law enforcement stuff, so the rest of them are all good.
I have nothing to report. I think we just covered it all right here in my portfolio. So we know nothing. Okay.
There's that
A sprinkler system estimate.
I was just about to say that, I do have that, I had it right in here.
Make sure it's here.
That's the only copy I've got, so. I believe you were involved with that, walking them around.
Okay, when the gentleman that's putting in this bid, he walked around and he thinks that he knows he's going to have to replace all the underground. But he thinks he could use the controls that are here. But he doesn't know until it comes right, just the equipment. So he was going to put in the bid that would include the cost of the controls. But he may not have to replace the controls. So, do we need to look for another bid, I guess, or?
Probably should.
It's kind of up to you guys. I'm kind of going to refrain from making any comments on it because
That's the only bid we received.
there would be a conflict of interest.
Do we need to get another bid?
I don't think so. I mean, people were made aware that they had the opportunity to submit bids.
This was just brought up last meeting that we need to look at the sprinkler system. Lee has a conflict of interest with this one because it's his nephew.
The grandson.
Your grandson?
That doesn't
Okay.
necessarily mean it's a conflict of
Right.
interest.
That
Well,
was just his comment now.
And a year ago, the commission had already addressed it, even 2 years ago, it's been.
I think it's been brought up a few
So
different
it's been
times.
talked about quite a bit in the past.
I mean, was there a call for bids is what I'm asking.
We didn't put out, there was no approval to call for bids, so, we'd have to do that, I would guess.
I mean, I think you should.
I'm fine with doing it, I just need your guys' approval to put one out there.
So you guys ready to call for bids?
We're going to give it 2 weeks.
Well, I can put it out there, they probably won't make it paper this week, but for the next 2 weeks. And then we should have something by the next meeting, and if we don't, then that's our,
It is what it is.
that's what it is, yeah.
Then we did it. And
Yep.
Anything back from?
Nothing yet.
Okay. Oh, yeah, let's see. One more thing on the other business, the audit. letter signature.
Yep.
The audit is complete.
The audit is complete. They took everything back that they need to compile the report, but they spent 2 days here, long days, and they have a letter that they just give to us every year that we have to sign and send back to them. From everything that they told me, everything looks okay. Obviously, I won't know until we get the report, but they didn't see any issues with everything. They asked a lot of questions this time. Monday they were here until 5:45, and then Tuesday they were here until 4:50, so.
Do we need a motion to pay?
We don't
Just
pay anything
approve
yet,
it.
this is just a letter that, we have to sign saying that this is what they did. Which is look through all of our financials and look through all the minutes and everything else that is required by the state. So this is more of an for your information.
Okay.
So. They raised no red flags with me, so I think we did okay.
Okay, Kenny, why don't you come on up, you can report on anything that where Jim Jackson wants to be here for.
I think that's Hansel. I believe Jim's Hansel.
The answer, okay, maybe there's areas that you talk about.
Well, I guess we can do the paint bids. We got 2 of them for the 2,000 gallon. Come to find out, our 2,000 gallon we have now is only a single wall tank. And so there's no containment or nothing there, so we need to.
We just buy the tin can to put under it, or?
And I got a couple quotes for the tin can, and one quote was $8,000 for that containment, and I think one was $6,500. So.
I guess you got that later too.
Identical bid.
Yeah. Identical bids. The one they say they have in stock, ready to be delivered, and the other one I haven't heard yet. I tried to call them, so I was going to call them and see what the lead time was on that.
I have 2 of them here.
Supposed they go in on the cop car.
Which one's available?
I think they're both available. It's just lead time on whatever, who's got it on hand.
Which one do you recommend?
I think it's either or's. Yeah. Interbase, that's who we got the big tank from. I don't think it matters either way which way we go. My thing is, with this estimate, and this is just me personally, he is local.
I was just gonna say, let's go with the local.
I kind of.
If the lead time isn't too long.
Yep, and that's kind of where I was going to. I mean, it is a local business, so.
Yeah, I thought when he called me, he thought he could have one here.
I think it's pretty short time also, so.
It says mid-North Dakota, so I don't think it'd be too long.
Yeah. So.
Let's go with Hobbs.
I would agree. I'll make that motion to accept the Hobbs bid for the 2,000 gallon fuel tank.
Second.
Any further discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. That was a smaller bit. $15.
Next, we would talk about 33rd Avenue, which is past Frank Isaacs and Marie Beavers. Marie Howard Beavers. There was a letter.
I have copies, and each of you have a copy of that.
And about a letter that was given to the county from the North Dakota Department of Health. I don't know if everybody's seen it or
Should be in your packet, Lee.
Oh, I have it here.
Where'd the letter come from?
This environmental health.
No. How did they come in?
Howard Beaver, I believe, got it.
That's the one that's in.
Yeah, and how is it just surfacing now?
I believe it was turned in before.
Okay.
And it never went to the plates channels.
Who is it turned in?
The previous auditor is what I was told.
I had read it already, but we probably missed it.
But I can't confirm it or not.
10 years ago, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Was there any follow-up at all by anyone after that?
Not that I know of.
Whether it be
10 years ago.
Yeah.
And this is a recurring problem, is that what the issue is?
Yeah.
So, when he called me, he said that you had approved last fall that we'd put chloride on the road.
No, I said we'd bring it up, we could probably do it, what I said, I didn't say we were going to do it, okay. I said when it came up. But, the last time we put chloride on that road, we ended up, in more trouble than if we just let the dust blow. Because you put the chloride on, then you get muddy, mud builds up under their sports cars.
Do you want to talk about the cost that you come up with?
So there's two companies, one in Moorhead and one which is Envirotech Services, that's in the western part of North Dakota. They have not got back to me. I did, however, talk to the place in Moorhead. They would come out this way with a full load, which is 4,500 gallons. They'd be at $1.88 a gallon. That's delivered and put down. And a full load will do 1.5 miles at 18 feet wide. So you're looking at what, $8,400?
We only need to do about a quarter mile.
Well, you got between the two places.
Well, we have to do between the two.
It'd be 0.5 mile, but roads say 30 feet wide. So 18 feet is all it does in one pass.
How often would you?
Once the initial is once, but then they'd like to do a follow-up towards fall, to reiterate it, to get a good base with it and everything. So there's a potential to do twice.
And then the problem will be solved for the year? Or?
I think last time, when I talked to Brent, he said it was good for 18 months after that.
One of the problems we're gonna run into is if we put chloride down, you can't blade the road.
Yeah.
So washboards come about.
Yeah.
I guess going back to the distance, I'm gonna almost look at, we almost have to start at the highway, because if we start at Brent's, Ray Schmidt's gonna call, and then all the way to Beaver, so it's gonna be over a 1/2 mile, correct?
Well, you'd have to do it by the first 3 houses that are
Yep, they're
raised, and then, that area in between there, I don't, nobody lives there. And then you start on the south side of Beavers, probably passed up by Gullison's approach, I suppose. So, you're 1/2 mile there easy, and then it'll take 2 passes at 18 feet, so you're gonna use a full load.
You said take one.
It's
about 8,400.
It's a road that's traveled pretty heavily, and it's a road where it isn't just the property owners out there, it's the wind tower people that drive it faster than it should speeds. And we've had the ongoing problem now for at least 10 years, and I think we should do it.
Next era. I don't mind bringing in up, but we did get a letter about helping out with 3,000 of that from them.
From Oliver One.
Yeah.
And the check was mailed on the 6th, so it should be ready at some point. It will be here. Okay, snail mail.
Perfect.
Yep.
So they will fund.
They are funding 3,000 of that project.
We appreciate that.
So the question is, if we do it for one, is everybody gonna
We
be
take
involved?
each one individually, I think.
Chris has a question.
Can I just make a suggestion, I guess? Since you're trying to solve the problem of if we do it for one, then everybody else is gonna want it. I guess growing up in Minnesota, all the townships had a program. It was kind of like a cost share, kind of like Weed Board does with chemical. County pays so much of it. Whoever wants it in front of their house, or the residents, pays a certain portion to have it done in front of their stretch. I guess just kind of an option to, if they want it, they can help pay for it, but the county doesn't have to pay full price then.
And I guess on this end,
This one we have half paid for already. Maybe if somebody else wants it, maybe they're only gonna need it because of something in the street going on there. I mean, they're not gonna want it for their just private road up there.
And I reached out to them and talked to her, and they were willing to help out with that, so.
Like if south of town here, property, there's a couple places there that need dust, especially on the first hill right here. More than any place on that road. And
well, I guess as far as the cost, we
maybe
can check
the
with
company
that
helps.
outfit, right? We can check with that other outfit too. Whoever's in the western part of the state, they're quite a bit cheaper. Because if they're coming from Moorhead,
And
it's
that's
a lot of mileage.
And that's what he said. He said the other company should be cheaper because he's got, I think it's what I tell you, 10 cents a gallon onto it for mileage. So is that $450?
So should we look into see what the other outfit wants first, or what do you think?
He said, this guy said it could be cheaper other places.
Yeah, he said because he's got mileage from coming from Moorhead. I mean, he was out front about it.
I think we should go ahead and do the project out here, and then if we get a cheaper bid, we'll take it there, whichever is cheapest.
Use your judgment, Katie.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what I say when the phone calls start. So go with Chris's comment that do we have to adopt something like that then that says they pay half or something, or what do we do? Because in this case, say if we go 8,000 and Enterprise next year goes 3, Brent and them have to come up with 1,000. Is that what we're looking at, or what do you think?
I would think the next one to bring it up, they're only doing it because we're only asking the county to do it because it's a well-traveled road because of industry in that area. So hey, we just do this once and it's been almost half paid for. And if they can figure out a way to get it half paid for, they can do the same thing. We'll pay for half and maybe. If they don't pay half, they only get half as much.
Is there a percentage that they use for
I
that?
cannot remember, that was 20 years ago.
I mean, that might help if we had a percentage breakdown, as far as.
Right. How far?
Yeah. Because if you do it like a cost share program, I think like the cost share program for chemical is the landowner pays 20% of the cost, or something like that, so.
If I could throw a thought out there, just as someone who was pretty affected by dust last year, maybe there could be some wording that says if the company was already required to do dust control by state agencies, that the landowner and county would not be liable. Just, I don't know if you need to put that in the wording, but some things are already put in place ahead of what is supposed to be done here.
This letter says the state required.
Yeah, I mean, Oliver one was built 20 years ago, so I don't know, specific to that road, how much, again, that would be an operation maintenance team item, like that donation was not on behalf of development, it was on behalf of the operation maintenance team, so totally different team approved it. But again, that's been operating for 20 years, so I think a lot of other road usage has occurred since that project was built 20 years ago. Just to put that on the record.
And I think another part of the letter says the county was hauling gravel. Well, that was out of the Wade Stagley property, which they don't drive anymore. So the letter is actually not totally accurate on that part. It's pretty outdated. Yes, I'm not sure. I'd still like to see if we're gonna do that half of the, even with the donation, that the landowner still pays half. I guess before we go too far forward and the phone calls start ringing, because I'm sure they will. And we both talked about it, it's a very generous donation on Ms. Jarrett's part. But do we need to add to the motion where the landowner is responsible for half? Where in this case, $3,000 is already paid for because of Kenny's work done.
So their half would be 2,500 or whatever.
Or 4,000 or whatever, whatever the bid would be.
Well, make that work.
I'm okay with that.
Yep. Okay, well, then I'm happy with that. Then I'll make that motion.
The landowner pays half, then we take care of the other half.
Is that including this one, or?
Well, on this case, 3,000 is already part of the half. So the landowners would still have to come up, if it's 8,400, they're gonna have to come up with, 1,400.
Between there and three.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because that 30, whatever they donate comes off that, so that's not the county's expense.
So I'll make that motion.
And if the other bid would come, $1,000 less than this one we just do, and correct, with the donation.
Capital almost forced, right? If it's cheaper, is it the same chemical? I don't know.
Same chemical, yes.
Yep.
Okay, so the motion is not just for this dust control. The motion is to, if we would do dust suppression, that half of the cost would be taken on by the county and half of the cost would be from the landowners affected along that road.
Correct.
I guess to add to that would say, if the landowner is requesting it, on another end, say if like B&I out there, that should be separate. If they agree with the landowners to put it on their property, that would be no cost to the county. I'm not sure how to word that, you know what I mean?
But that would be in the road use agreement, correct? For like our gravel road, for, when they're doing the
Construction.
right.
Leave that out. That's gonna complicate things.
I was just gonna say, that's gonna make this motion really
Yeah.
complicated.
So, got the motion made? It's in there.
I'll second
Okay, we have a second. Any further discussion on this one? Further discussion? Hearing none? All in favor?
Aye.
So, question on that one, how are we going to get the payment from the landowners? If we're saying we're not going to apply this unless they pay half of it, it can be a special assessment on their taxes, but that also would get interest added to it as they don't pay, so.
And we're most likely going to run into a situation here where that one landowner, this first road we're talking about, the one landowner, the other two are three, they're not gonna want to pay.
Yeah.
I'm just asking, if we apply it prior to
We only
that
apply
meeting, then you know.
They would have to apply right for their property.
Right
And
split loads.
if the other ones say they don't want it now, we can't justify a whole load coming out.
From that company, the other company set up out in this area somewhere.
We should have thought about this more.
Because then the next thing is, you know, you're doing somebody else and they didn't pay for it.
Yeah. State's attorney should have said, don't get ahead of yourself.
Well,
I don't have.
if they don't wanna pay, they don't get it. Well, simple as that.
Well, I guess that would be the thing, you don't apply it until we get payment.
Correct.
You guys are telling me what to do.
I'm just asking the
That would
question.
actually be the simplest.
Right.
From a bookkeeping standpoint.
Is this issue, okay, so with this specific letter that was sent by that landowner, is it more than just that landowner that's affected by this?
Well, there's two people on that stretch of road.
Okay.
Within the first mile on that road that are.
And so what
The
I understand what I'm just trying to figure out is if that portion of the road is done and it's paid for by them, we don't have a problem, right? So then the only question is what percentage will the county bear as far as costs, if any?
Well, the motion was for us to pick up half the cost and the landowners who are requesting it to pick up the other half. Now, like next year, who donated $3,000, now the landowners are only having to pick up a portion of that half of the cost.
Right.
But my question is, how do we enforce the payment?
Yeah, to make sure we're gonna get it.
So, I'm not sure if we have to approve this motion to, how do I go about amending it to say the payment must be made by the landowner before the project is done?
Make a motion to amend what's been previously.
Okay, can I do that before this is approved?
We already approved this one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'd like to amend the motion.
Okay.
To say that the landowner must pay, landowners affected must pay half up front. Before the project is done.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? I'll wait for Jaden to bring something up here. Write it down. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Okay. Is Jim Jackson coming? Let's do the highway utility permits.
Okay. There is two from WRT, one from WRT, and two from Rockford. So I'll let you look at them, because you know what you're looking at. They did not include a map of this one, they usually don't, but WRT does.
So
That's for, what Friday? That's for, that, Mr. out there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's okay. Let's see what she got.
Yeah. Never had a problem with it, you know.
the Sanger area.
Is it?
Yep. And that's what you got.
That'd be done.
Yep.
Come on, that's Rough Rider, that's. Both of them are under the handle.
Do you usually go okay? They bored, you're fine.
Usually it's the main road.
No, do approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the West River Rough Rider. Both all of them, okay. Utility permits.
I'll second.
Okay, the motion second, all in favor? Aye. Approved.
Jim can't make it, so.
Well, sure. I don't know if you can read the email, but.
Yeah.
So up for discussion is the shoulders on the Hensler Road. Where on the fog line, which is the white line on the outside, is breaking off due to heavy equipment. There's some spots that are dropped off, in the past, we fixed them with asphalt. And those spots are holding up very well. However, we don't have any more crushed asphalt. They were used on gravel roads and stuff like that, the driveways and stuff like that. We don't have any more to do, so I don't know how you want to go about fixing that, because crushed asphalt, it's not cheap.
Where would we have to haul it?
We'll probably have to get it from either Knife River or Northern Improvements. If we could find somebody, a project close by that's doing a pavement project, if we could get some.
That'd be ideal.
That'd be ideal. They pushed this, I think they were scheduled to do 25, or the south end of 31, but that got pushed off. So.
How long can we delay this?
If there's some spots it's really bad. And it's into, your driving lane, it's past the fog line in some spots.
It's past the white line as well.
So, it's definitely a liability.
So Jim's email says he'd like to meet with Kenny and I the next couple of weeks to start looking at a plan. We're probably looking at 2 to 3 years out. This is for Hensler Road.
Yeah.
So his idea, he's looked at it 2 weeks ago. He came back from Kildare or somewhere, and he drove the road and looked at it pretty thoroughly. I believe Tom was with him, and that river section is the worst. That 2 miles south of the park.
Right. That spot that was cut out previously, we're going to do a blade patch through there. Safety reasons. Plowing in the wintertime, you get over that and you get that soft spot, especially if there's any material that's sticking up, sooner or later somebody's gonna drive over the plow. So we're gonna dig that out and do a blade patch this year. So that's permanent fix.
I don't know what this morning, it's not real bad yet.
Yeah, well, we just pulled some dirt into it.
I know you guys did.
So
ballpark figure he gave me was about $2.5 million to do the project, the whole from 25 down to 200. Yeah, and that's just the 10.5 miles. That's not even the side road.
that's just Hensler Road.
That's just 10.5.
Yep.
That's a ballpark figure.
Did he say something in that email? He sent me an email saying that maybe we could use the flex fund, like that
Right.
apply to
Yep.
the flex
And
fund.
it does apply too for federal grant,
Yeah,
because that road is listed. So there is options there.
he would know more than I do,
Yeah.
but yeah, there's federal, because it's a, however they do that with the federal
For the federal funding.
on program, whatever kind of road it
What,
is.
what was done wrong in the original? 'Cause it wasn't that many years ago.
95, it's too narrow.
Yeah.
It was built too narrow.
Still is. We had it redone.
Yeah, it was redone, what? Because I was here when it was redone the second time. Yeah. But that was just shoulder widened and a
5
lift
years ago.
overlay.
Yeah, now they got the shoulder so steep.
Right.
You get off that shoulder, you're done.
Yeah. Yeah. And with the equipment getting bigger and stuff like that, you know,
So with the crushed asphalt, you said that was left over.
Yep.
It was put on certain areas, but not the whole road like it was kind of supposed to be.
Right. Yeah.
And that works.
It worked great.
Like a stand, yeah.
And, you know, it was, like I said, it was used on other things other than that. I know previous commission had said it was set aside for the Hensler Road. It was talked about, I know, a year ago for sure. And we did it the first year. And like I said, where we did it, it's still there. It holds up great because there was enough oil and stuff in it, you know, and we laid it on thick. We did it with a blade. And we don't have any left. All kinds of oil, you know, to put down to glue it back together, but we don't have any material to put down. And we put last year, you know, we tried gravel, but come wintertime, when you're winging snow up, yeah. But there's issues on there that need to be addressed because it's going to be on us if somebody gets hurt since it's into the driving lane.
So what's gonna cost if we have to search for some and
Well, we'll
haul
have
it
to
from a
find out
distance?
how much per ton it is, but I know recycled asphalt is not cheap.
No idea where they're gonna be.
I haven't heard.
Those roads.
Yeah.
We do have that prairie dog funding, just as a side note, prairie dog funding that we can build up. We have been building it up for projects such as this to redo roads. I believe there's 1.6 million currently sitting in there. But
I thought
just
about
as a,
trying to get a hold of the state, see if they have any stockpiles around that they're willing to. Yeah, they just did that project over by Elgin on the way down south end of 49. I don't know if they would have any material with that. Yeah, there would be trucking in, but we could truck our own, you know.
AJ Bloom had a pile out there, Maynard Bloom's.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where is that gone?
They couldn't tell you.
I'll contact her. You know where I'm talking?
Yeah, I do. I know what you're talking about.
I'll contact her once and check. Steve's got a question.
How much are you looking for?
Wait.
3 5-gallon buckets.
And Dave's carrying them.
I'll bring some more.
But we were hoping Jim was going to be here, because then we'd have a little more of an idea. But
There's a pretty good pile just east of Steel a little ways.
okay, is that still out there?
Yep.
Okay.
So every time you three come up, you could
bring a couple pailfuls. Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty good sized pile. It's just right on the north side of the interstate on the overpass there.
Okay. That would be state.
County or
That'd be state?
Yep.
Okay. Steel would be Bismarck District, so I can give them a holler. Get a hold of Larry and.
I couldn't tell you who owns it, but that's where it's located.
Yeah.
You have to do a little finding for it. It's on, it's right on this guy's property and I can't think of his name.
When the state redid 31, they were giving it away.
Yeah, exactly, and that's
if they do it to the county line, they might have what you need.
well, and it was supposed to be on the project this year, but that kind of got pushed back. So, but we had plenty to do what we needed. It was just used elsewhere.
Well, why don't you work to see if, make some of these possibilities here now.
Okay, yeah.
And, Prairie Dog Monday is, have.
It's not a
and,
terrible
Buffalo.
idea to let that build because we, you know, our only reporting requirement is to say yes or no, we haven't spent it. If we don't spend it, they're fine with it. I know there was talk about doing away with the prairie dog buckets and
Right.
doing something else, but they're not gonna take that money.
So, and it's, we could find a stockpile, we can haul it ourselves, put it down ourselves, and save a lot there versus buying it. So,
Dump it on the road and put it out like we did last time.
yeah, and then we, you know, if there's no MC3000 or tar in it, I mean, we can spray it down. We got everything to do it, you know, to,
Do it yourself.
yeah.
Okay, Hall Road agreement costs.
This was just something that came up in discussions. I was looking at it. Our costs for a haul road agreement, which is, I mean, it's like gravel companies or root oil uses it, you know, that kind of stuff. Currently, the fee schedule is 1 to 5 trucks is 1,000, 6 to 10 is 2,000, 11 to 15 is 3, 16 to 20 is 4, and over 20 trucks is 5,000. I'm only posing the question: do you think that's an okay amount, or do you feel that we need to adjust that? It's our haul road agreements are a yearly or an annual agreement. If they want to haul in the county, they have to get it renewed every year. Or they're supposed to anyways.
So that's what they're using on the Hensler Road to haul all that fuel?
Who's hauling the fuel? Because I'd be able to tell you if they do it in
Oh, you mean like Farstead and stuff?
Every petroleum company in this part of the state is
Yeah.
using that road.
I have no agreement for them.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah, oh no, I get it, but unless I have the documentation in my office, I don't know, because I don't drive that road very often, so.
I live there.
Yeah, I know.
There's another petroleum company that's
No.
not using it.
Yeah.
Okay,
From
well,
Mandan,
that's good to know.
Mandan to Washburn
Mhm.
is 1 hour shorter lead turnaround time than going through all the stoplights in Bismarck.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
I mean,
Right.
Something
is.
we'll have to probably contact those companies about, but that also, you know, there's the question of, do you feel that $1,000 for 1 to 5 trucks for an entire year of them using our roads is,
it's better than nothing. And some of them, our companies got a lot more than 5 trucks in them.
Right.
Well, and that's the problem. I mean, like she's getting at, you know, the 1 to 5 trucks, and all of a sudden you go out there and there's 15 trucks hauling.
Well, 1 to 5 trucks, that's at any one time, physically on the road.
Right.
yeah,
But this is for a whole year of their operation using that 1 to 5
if
trucks.
they own 20 trucks and they're running them throughout
Those
the year.
petroleum companies should all be over the max.
Right.
I mean, I think they are.
That, I'm just posing the
Except for
question,
Mr.
something
Jones.
to think about as far as, you know, do you feel that this is a decent amount, or do you feel that we need to adjust it? I don't have the right answer for you, because you're more, you know
And I
how
think to
many
fully
are out
implement
there,
it
so.
would be beneficial to raising the rates and not collect.
Right.
Well, we've also got Maine Coda hauling line
Yep.
a lot to the plant site.
Yeah.
There's two trucks there,
Jagger.
8Js.
They were on the list last year, but I don't know that they've hit their renewal point yet. You know, some of them it's standard, like
Right.
if they're not at the beginning
calendar
of the year, you know, they come in July, and so it goes till next July. So I'd have to look at the list for sure to see who all has one or doesn't have one, but I know for a fact we don't have any other petroleum companies aside from Root Oil.
How about from like Minn Kota Road?
We have Marenco Brothers who do Minn Kota, and
Delaware.
Marenco for the center line.
Delaware? Berlin? Because they all ash to Glen
Nope, nothing for them.
for abrasives.
Abrasives, I believe, had one. I don't know that they have one for this year. Again,
Okay.
I'd have to go look at the
Yeah,
list.
because abrasives, and then the contract, Delaware's contracted through abrasives, so.
Yeah. Something to
I can get you a list of trucks.
I mean, at least look at as far as if we need to adjust the fees is where I'm kind of. Obviously, we need to get these companies into compliance with what we have.
Before we raise
Right,
Before we raise it.
Do you know what other counties charge, or?
Not all counties do the haul road agreement, you know, some of them just strictly do like load pass, but.
Would that be a better option?
enforce it.
Yes and no. I mean, there again, yeah, like Rob said, how do you enforce the load pass? Because I don't know.
Then that goes to
But if it's, you know,
restricted items too, though,
yeah,
when you go load pass.
and if it's not necessarily overweight,
Mhm.
we're getting $20 for a permit.
Yeah.
Which isn't, I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess, but.
Paperwork fee.
Need to look into it.
Yep, that's why I just thought I'd bring it up.
Oh, what, knock out for us.
Just here to observe and say hello to everybody. Definitely want to give Kenny our card as well. No major updates though.
Project's still going, right?
Start moving ahead.
Jeez.
Have we completed everything on our list?
Sarah, or does next year have anything? Mark?
No, I just wanna get with Kenny and you to come out and maybe do another site visit when you have time.
So it's not real.
Well,
It's got some chunks.
I guess I got 3 landowners I gotta go see pretty soon.
Right.
That's legal.
Get us in the queue. So we can take another stab at the roads, so.
Yeah.
And our repairs and such.
Okay.
Now, I heard you're hauling some gravel on the Bartman Road?
We're,
They hadn't, it was 2 days ago.
No,
I don't think we're hauling yet.
no.
Somebody had told me that this morning.
After Martin's West, it's good.
Unless
It
it
is.
rains.
Well, it's wet. It isn't wet.
No, that's good gravel, isn't it?
Oh, well, we drove up the first.
I beg to differ there.
I talked to the state,
I think they've hauled some
they want to know
gravel.
how much chloride is dumped on that road during construction.
Do you know that amount, Mark?
No.
They're blaming it on chloride. People I talked to at the state said if there's chloride dumped on there, that's why your roads are slippery out there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that,
Yeah, well, that first stretch of, by Hanover there to the west, that's, that got hit real hard, and that's still, it's got a lot of mag in it. It's a smaller pile.
that's what this is about. I said, Kitty, up for yell at me. That's my call. She said, yeah, you're either gonna have slides or you can't walk. That's exactly right. And it's the same. So.
There's no gravel on there, no.
No, I called it.
It's just north of the.
Oh, yeah.
He's got.
Yeah. Probably look at something like that. Appreciate it.
But you're.
No, we go all the way to the road. Michigan, if we were to bring that on, tell you what the south of the Hazen Road. Yeah, that west end, was- and I think Mark and I had talked about it, that west of the park, there's a bad spot. You know, I mean, there's just, when it was wet.
2 days ago.
Highway, several.
I think they all know.
Well, and I'm assuming west of Bartman's on that road, is that Blackner, Dexter still maintaining that?
Yep.
Do we have anything else, or are we done for the day? Meeting adjourned.
You know where my office is?